Hello, I'm Victor, and this is The Junkyard. As some of you may recall, at the end of his Stan Helsing review, Greg Stevens of the Pop Arena informed me of the existence of two Robo Vampire sequels. I actually enjoyed Robo Vampire, so I agreed to review them. I'm looking forward to seeing how the story of Robo Warrior evolves and progresses in the sequels. Now, for some reason I couldn't get much information out of Greg, but he tells me that I should probably start with Counter Destroyer, so I shall. The film starts with a guy and two women, Joyce and Cindy, heading out to some secluded place to write a movie script for these two. Once they arrive, an annoying Taoist priest makes some general warnings. By the way, as far as I can tell, Taoist priests are the Eastern answer to voodoo priests as far as conveniently sinister magic goes, so expect some stuff that doesn't make sense. Speaking of which, the moment the Taoist makes a suspicious move, Joyce pulls a gun on him, in full panic mode. He doesn't seem too upset by this, I imagine because this is the first time anyone has taken him this seriously. Anyway, they leave the Taoist to his stuff, and check out the house. Here, after a couple of spooky things happen, we get this.
I wonder who it is.
It must be Dixon. He can't bear leaving you alone.
He's a nuisance.
These actresses just displayed inquisitiveness by doing this. There are physical and voice actors behind these two, and between them both, they somehow managed to transcend bad acting and go all the way into something new, something disturbing. It doesn't help that one of them looks like an extra from Full House, and the other looks like a walking corpse. Well, the male leaves the two alone to write and is soon killed by a telephone, for some reason. Anyway, we now have the only indication so far that this is a Robo Vampire sequel. The boss character of the film we've been watching up till now, talking to Jackie, a character from an obviously different movie. He's hired her to figure out who's trying to stop his film from being made, she apparently being a detective. In the very next scene, we see her driving when she spots a guy chasing another woman. Being a movie detective, I imagine she'll pull over, beat him up, and try to figure out why he— Oh God! She just shot him! I mean, I guess he was chasing that lady, so it was kinda justifiable homicide, I guess? I'm sure the next scene will make sense of all that. So Jackie and Victim are at a restaurant and— Okay, what the hell? Why did she kill that guy? They didn't explain it. Is this what she thinks being a detective is, or is this just a hobby? So yeah, our protagonist for this half of the movie is a mad dog killer. Meanwhile, in movie A, our two heroines are busy not writing, when they're both accosted by various spooky things. Eventually, they both end up walking through a graveyard. Cindy in a daze, Joyce in annoying. Seriously, I don't know how else to describe it. Watch.
Cindy! Cindy! Cindy!
Anyway, Cindy is kidnapped by what I assume is a new version of the Super Vampire from Robo Vampire, with blackface instead of a gorilla mask. He and a couple of scavenging comedy relief vampires chow down on Cindy, but are interrupted by the Taoist, who Jerry Lewis's his way through a fight and loses. Neo Super Vampire goes back to his meal. Joyce sees this and wakes up. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. It was a scene that was incoherent on purpose. I'm sure that when they get down to an actual, brawl or confrontation, it'll be much more structured and dignified. Why do I say things like that? Here we cut back to movie B, where Victim gets kidnapped by people? Maybe they're rival movie producers, I don't know. Anyway, this pisses off Jackie, who goes to talk to the kidnapper, poisoning him at a random point in the conversation. Are you surprised that she has access to fast-acting poison? Cut to Jackie and Victim at a nightclub where they're invited to sit with another movie producer. Oh dear. Actually, for some reason, she lets this guy live. But when the two women later go to an outdoor restaurant, seriously, one restaurant after another, they're attacked by thugs. Unfortunately for Jackie, there are two potential witnesses who heroically come to the lady's aid, allowing the thugs to get off with just bruises. Despite being murder-blocked, Jackie and the guy hit it off, and we discover that he's a cop. Yeah, he's eating dinner and flirting with the sloppiest serial killer in Hokkaido. I'm not impressed. Well, she ends up enlisting the guy's help on her case, while her boss and Dixon get their fortunes told by birds. Instead of talking about that waste of 5 minutes, can I just say that Jackie and Cop's team-up would itself make for an awesome movie? He's a straight-laced cop, she's a remorseless serial killer, and they're cleaning up this town in Jackie and Cop. And then Dixon is attacked by vampires for no conceivable reason. They fight for a bit, he turns into a ninja, complete with katana, and they fight some more, until Dixon wins. Okay, I'm a little confused here. I mean, it's halfway through the film and we haven't seen Robo Warrior at all. And we, come to think of it, haven't seen many vampires either, just, in the dream sequence and in that last scene. I assume what's going to happen is Dixon is going to get killed and become the new Robo Warrior when they rebuild him, but it's awfully late in the thing for that. Cut back to a pool where Joyce and Cindy, the latter of whom is so pale that against the white wall she looks like a floating bikini, are doing more research on their script. More creepy stuff happens, Cindy gets chased around a bit, and Joyce gets possessed. Moving on.